You can clap. I mean, Amelia made it here. Let's give her a round of applause.
Yes. Well, before we get into introductions, I have a PSA, a very obvious PSA. I am 7 months pregnant, and I'm at the point where my baby is pushing on my lungs pretty intensely. So for 10 minutes, it's gonna sound like I'm running a marathon. So if you hear heavy breathing in the microphone, I just need to do my co-host a favor. It's me, okay? It's not her.
So sure, those stairs were a little intense for me, right?
But let's get to formal introductions.
Yes.
So I'm Amelia Van Camp. I head up Agentic Commerce at Mirakl, which means I spend time thinking about how our merchants can build Agentic Commerce strategies. I'm joined by Anne Mezzenga,
Yes.
who many of you probably already know. She's kind of a big deal.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that into the microphone.
She is an NRF top retail influencer. She also has 25 years of experience doing pretty much everything that you can imagine that involves retail. So it means she knows her stuff. I've also heard that you recently launched a new venture.
I did.
Do you want to tell us about it?
Yeah, after 9 years at my last company, Omnitoc Retail, I went out on my own and created Retail Field Report with the mission to work in stores, tell the stories of the frontline workers, interview executives like all of you, and really help our industry understand what's like on the hearts and minds of the people who are all of us giving it our 24/7 every day of the year. So
Nice.
check out retailfieldreport.com, or I love connecting on LinkedIn. So
Well, we love female entrepreneurs, so
yeah,
good for you.
just giving it a go.
Yeah, right?
Just giving it a go. We love moms.
Might as
so,
well.
I mean, welcome to the club.
Absolutely. So with your 25 years of experience,
Yeah.
you've seen a lot, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone's talking about agentic commerce. And there's all of this hype. There's frankly a lot of noise, as I'm sure you've all heard and noticed. Like shopping journeys changing,
Yeah.
shopper behavior changing. Just to level set, where do you see us being at in the industry today?
I mean, I think the thing that is most impressive right now is how well all of you and people working in e-commerce and in retail are tempering your level of excitement. I think it got really crazy when things came out in November of 2024. But I think that the most impressive thing that I've seen from retailers is, in brands really, is focusing on the fundamentals. Like, this is a new channel. Should you be paying attention to it? Should you be, working with your teams to try to test and experiment with agentic commerce? 100%. But it still comes down to, I think, where those agents are gathering that information from. And the good news is you're all already working on this. You're working on SEO, you're working on better keywords, you're working on richer content like we just saw for your product detail pages. And I think that's the most important thing that I think will set us all up for success, is just making sure that our data is organized and clean, that we're making sure that our products are available when people are coming to look at them. Like that core component of it, I don't think changes. But one of the biggest things is, really testing and experimenting with where your products and your brand is showing up. And I think that is a big question that I'm giving back to you. Like, marketplaces obviously are an opportunity for retailers to very easily, at least with Mirakl, from my experience, are able to get their product out in front of more places and show up as those LLMs are searching for those details about products. Is that consistent with kind of what are the retailers and brands coming to you asking? Like, how are they coming to Mirakl and being like, agentic commerce, what do I do?
So when it comes to, first off, one of your statements of things that you're already doing today are helpful for you in agentic commerce, that is so true.
Yeah.
So don't let anyone convince you that you have to redo everything. That's a false statement. We see the same for marketplace and dropship programs. They produce better results in terms of product discoverability inside of LLMs. It's not rocket science, it's breadth of assortment, right? The more products you have, the more the agent, the LLM, has an opportunity to go in and to say, hey, this product is relevant to this conversation. I trust this retailer, this brand that's surfacing it. I'm gonna put it back into the conversation. So the fundamentals still very much exist. I mean, you mentioned SEO as well.
Yeah.
That's another key fundamental.
Yeah. Amelia, what do you think about, like, I think the question that I hear from a lot of retailers and brands that I talk to is maintaining kind of your brand voice, or like, how do I make sure if I'm Patagonia that my like brand ethos is showing up on that page, that, you know, the things that I put on my own site are transferring through both to the search that's coming out and then on a marketplace?
Yeah. So first and foremost, which I think for most of us in the room is probably a non-issue, but in order to have your brand and your products surfaced inside of an LLM, you have to have an ungated site. I don't think many of you have gated sites. It just means you need to not have a login that's blocking the agent from being able to see it. Once you get past that step, then it's really like a two-pronged approach. So when it comes to brand is a pretty big pool of information that an agent, an LLM, is going to determine whether or not your brand is trustworthy. So it'll take information from your site. If you have reviews, Q&A, it'll surface that and say, is it good? Is it bad? Is it neutral? And then it'll take information from Wikipedia, YouTube.
Yeah.
I always think the Wikipedia one is so weird. Just because it's like,
okay.
Reddit?
Yeah.
Reddit's a huge one.
Yeah.
And then it determines, is this brand trustworthy? Then when it comes to the product, it gets down to your product data. So it's looking at essentially your catalog data, and it's saying, is this product relevant in the search, in the conversation that's happening with the user inside of the LLM? And so this is where you start to hear this like big buzzword of like GEO optimization.
Yeah.
How do I make sure my products are showing up?
Well, I want to make sure that we get time for this question before we cut out. What is the best piece of advice, Amelia, that you've given to a client recently or a partner recently about approaching agentic commerce and agentic search in general?
Yeah. Well, the answer is biased because it's coming from me. So if I've spoken to any of you, you have to chime in here as well. But the first thing I start with is really basic, and this is like true for everything. It's not just agentic commerce. You have to have a plan. Like if you don't have a plan, you have a problem. That's true in life for many things. And having a plan means, as an organization, for agentic commerce, setting your North Stars. Like, what are you aiming for? What are the outcomes that you want to see? And what are the steps that you're gonna take to move towards that? That's critical for alignment, and it's critical to make sure that you don't end up doing things that don't produce any results, which is a real problem that we're seeing, frankly, in AI. Then on top of it, product data. I mean, I can talk about product data all day long until the cows come home.
Is there like one thing that you would do right away? Like as far as product data is concerned, like one thing over another. I'm taking this advice from my like focus on one thing session that I just did.
100%. So you don't even need to like get into GEO optimization to be able to do this. Go look at the data integrity of your product catalogs today. Like how strong are they? Do you have complete attribute fill outs? Are there gaps in any of the product details that you have? If there are, like first off, that's already something that you need to be doing from a standard e-commerce perspective. That's also a fundamental baseline that can help you, again, with this notion of like discoverability, product surfacing in agentic commerce. And that doesn't require you to like buy something new, onboard something new. It just requires you to sit, look, make sure that there's that integrity layer there with your data, and then start to figure out where you want to experiment.
Yeah, I think that's so true, especially as you try to experiment, but then lever up and lever down with a lot of the different platforms that are out there. I mean, I was just at Shop Talk a couple months ago now, but I was talking to a retailer who was testing out TikTok Shop. Like their founder was like, get on TikTok Shop, Friday is the day. And yes, we have all the teams in here and the people who can make something like that happen. But they started to put their stuff on TikTok Shop, and it was like, well, this particular item has 72 SKUs, 72 sizes, and we can only put 5 on TikTok Shop right now. Like, how do we then make those decisions? Well, it comes down to like knowing your product data, what's selling, where it's selling, who your consumer is. That again gets back to like those fundamentals that are so important. But then also I'm curious your perspective, Amelia, on culture, because that's the other thing that I keep hearing time and time again. And I think we've been very fortunate to hear at this conference, but it's about the culture being one where the leadership is modeling experimentation and understanding like this is going to keep changing and evolving, and we need to create an environment where we're learning from that. Are you seeing similarities with the like best-in-class clients that you're working with?
Yeah, I think the ones who are doing it best in class, they have full alignment and frankly consensus amongst their teams with clear lines of ownership, which is what you need.
Yeah.
The ones who are struggling are the ones who typically are like, I don't know if it's the marketing team, the digital team, the product team, like I don't know who's supposed to be doing this. You have to, again, get your plan in order.
Yeah.
Figure out who owns what, and then go from there.
The last piece of advice that I would give people, and where I think a lot of retailers and brands, again, that I've talked to are having a lot of success, is leaning on your partners. People like Amelia are talking to tens and 20, different retailers and brands all the time. They're the people that you need to rely on as your partners to help you get through some of these challenges that you're facing that your teams haven't experienced before, and really help you figure out how to do that the right way. So in closing, Amelia, I know Kelly Cook gave her cell phone number. You're about to have a baby, so I wouldn't recommend that. But what is the best way for people to get in touch with you if they want help or your advice?
Yes, so you can find me on LinkedIn. It's also no secret. My email is my first last name at mirakl.com. So you're more than welcome to reach out to me. I'll also be at the cocktail hour tonight, so I'd love to say hi to you. And my closing statement is I would love, 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 love to see as many women as possible participating and leading in agentic commerce. This is a frontier space. Let's make sure that we're part of it and that we're not just participants, but we're really able to lead. I think that's critical.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, all of you.
Well, thank you.